Hello everybody, I'm Sammy from talk2anyone.com, and today we're talking about how to approach women when you're scared and afraid and you're nervous. And trust me, I've been there, I have friends that are there, and what I have found to overcome this issue is the following. You have to stop thinking, you have to stop being in your head, and you have to start acting. Because what I see very often with friends of mine is they're all in their head and they're like, oh, what is she going to think about me? What is she going to say? What if she says no? What if she isn't in the mood for talking? What? Stop thinking, start acting. So the way I overcame this issue personally is by laying out a set of conditions, and once they're all fulfilled, I start acting without thinking no more, okay? And unless you do that, you're always going to have some excuse in your head not to do it. So the way I would do this, let's make this an example. So at talk2anyone.com, let's just go to how to talk to women on a train. I'm just going to make myself small right here. I'm going to make the tool big. All right, so the conditions I would set for myself on a train, which is where I started doing this at first, is, so first of all, you have to be interested in talking to her. You have to be able to make eye contact with her. So she's got to be in your line of sight. She's got to be able to see you. You got to be able to see her. Those are the first two conditions. Then you want to establish positive eye contact. So that would look something like this, right? If she smiles, you smile at her, she smiles back, condition fulfilled. Good, go. She smiles, looks away, also good. Condition fulfilled, go. She's neutral, no. She avoids eye contact, no. Obviously she's not interested in talking to you. So that would be the next condition. And then the last condition, I need to know what to say. So the way I would do that is you scan her up and down, and you come up with something about her or about the situation that you could use as an icebreaker. For example, on a train, let's say the train has a delay, and you're like, wow, again, this train service is interesting, isn't it? Right? And you could just ask about it, or maybe something about her. She has a very special necklace, or a special Hello Kitty shirt, or a nice dress that you could ask about. For example, she's wearing a dress in this picture right here, and you could ask, wow, that's a beautiful dress. Are you going to a festive occasion? Are you going to a wedding? And then, once all these conditions are fulfilled, okay, let's go through them again. You can make eye contact with her. You're interested in talking to her. You make eye contact. She smiles. She's obviously interested in talking. That's a third condition. And fourth condition, you need to know what to say. And once all those conditions are fulfilled, you go. You don't wait. You go. You don't think anymore. You just do. Okay? That's the hurdle that you have to get over. Just start acting, just automatically. Once those conditions are fulfilled, you go. You stop thinking about what could happen and what she might think and your future children or your marriage, whatever. You stop thinking and you start doing. It's not easy, and I would never claim that it is easy, but that's the way I overcame it, because I noticed, I'm giving up so many great opportunities by just simply being in my head and thinking about what could happen and, what could go wrong and could it get awkward? No, you just start acting, because that's what matters in the end. Are all the conditions in a positive way so that it facilitates a good conversation, gives you the best chances to have a good conversation? Then go and stop thinking about it. So yeah, and of course, you can use our tool, talk2anyone.com, if you don't know any good conversation starters. That is obviously one of the conditions that have to be fulfilled, okay? So, wow, this train is really crowded today, isn't it? Are you using it a lot? Are you going to work? What are you doing, right? How are you doing today? Well, that's a great book or podcast that you're listening to. Anything you'd recommend? Yeah, anything. Just ask something. Scan her up and down. Find something notable about her, notable about the situation. That's a really nice jacket. That's a really nice dress. Are you going to a wedding? What are you doing today, right? Once those conditions are fulfilled, you simply go, and whatever happens, happens. It doesn't matter at that point. You have all the best conditions. The only thing that in that moment you cannot change is your experience, okay? Your experience level is gonna influence the outcome a lot, and of course the more experience you have, the easier it gets and the more likely you are to have a positive conversation. But that in that moment you cannot control, okay? But at the end of the conversation, you're going to have more experience. So the next one after that is going to be easier, right? So yeah, and then we have options to keep the conversation going, which is going to be easier. The hard part is always the approaching part, you know. Is that a specific landmark we're passing? Wow, that's beautiful. You know, you could act like you've never been there before. Wow, is that the Washington Bridge? Is that the Empire State Building? Wow, it's really beautiful. It must be awesome living around here. Do you live anywhere near? Anything like that, you know? Keep the conversation going. And then, of course, at the end, that's going to be the second hard part. If you're in a place where you're never going to see her again, you're going to need to get contact information. Else, it's all been for nothing. It's not for nothing. You gathered experience, right? But if you're in a place where you're likely to never see her again, you need to ask for contact information. And you only do that if the conversation is going really well. So read her body language. Is she enjoying the conversation? Is she laughing? Is she enjoying it? Is she asking questions back? Or are you just asking questions and she's answering with yes, no, maybe, I don't know. In that case, get out of there. Excuse yourself. Mission failed. Anyways, guys, that's it. If you need help coming up with conversation starters and ways to keep the conversation going, head over to talktoanyone.com. We have tools to talk to men, to women, and to people in general. We also assign difficulty scores so you can go for the easiest stuff. For men, especially, I recommend talking to people at the gym. It's the perfect place. You'll see people again. They're already familiar with your face if you're there semi-regularly. You always have things to talk about, you know. Wow, the gym is crowded today. Wow, is it hot in here? Wow, are you still using that machine? Are you still using that barbell? Are you still, you know, can you give me a recommendation for a leg exercise? You seem to know your stuff. There's 1,000 things that you can talk about at the gym, for example. Whereas in other places, like for example, the train that we just went over, it's a lot more difficult. So also choose your battles wisely. In some places, it's gonna be a lot easier than in other places. So again, the gym is much easier than the train, for example. So 35% versus 70%. If you're looking for a real challenge, just approach women on the street while they're walking. Let's just say you're gonna gather experience really quickly. Anyways, guys, leave it down in the comments if you have any good conversation starters, if you have any experiences overcoming fear and anxiety when it comes to approaching girls anywhere. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.